According to the United Nations report, the world population has reached 8 billion on November 15th, 2022. And this leads us rather to difficult philosophical questions such as: why are we here? What is the impact of human existence on pollution of the planet Earth? Is this still a safe place for us as human species to reproduce? It's Perth, Scotland, Thursday morning. People are getting up. Then they do that most routine things. They go to work, go to school, some go to attend their doctor's appointments. The Independent article indicates that every second 4 babies are born and 2 people die globally.
I mean, here we are. Isn't that odd? On which grounds people have rights on bringing on innocent lives into existence? Anyone, anyhow, anytime? Let's find out. Why are we here, first of all, and why do you think my parents had me? Even do yours as well?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think, well, we are here because there's a biological imperative for a species or any animal species or human species or whatever to reproduce. So, you know, we've evolved from single-celled amoeba creatures hundreds of millions of years ago in what we call the primordial soup, when the Earth was first formed after the Big Bang, and hence we have just evolved to become this human species here. Our parents presumably had us because they loved each other, they were in a relationship, they felt to seal the relationship and make it more, as part of any sort of loving relationship, perhaps they feel that they would like to have children. But I think that's also down to the kind of biological imperative that, a species needs to reproduce. And all species, have that as one of the more fundamental drives. The drive to eat, the drive to drink, the drive to all of that is to stay alive and long enough to be able to reproduce and create another generation of that species. So.
Considering the impact of modernization and industrialization and its pollution, the way it is accelerating the climate change, do you think now it is moral for human species to reproduce?
I don't think it's a moral question, because I think it would be something that our bodies and our physical is created to do. It's the same, I don't think it would necessarily be immoral for people to want to reproduce. I think that it's certainly a consideration. Well, it's not a new consideration that people have had to have, because in previous times, where there was extreme poverty, like in Britain, if you go back to Victorian times, people having children that they wouldn't necessarily be able to look after. Obviously they didn't have the birth control stuff that we have. So although it is a more conscious decision we can make now, I think it would be harsh to morally judge people for wanting to have children, but it is something that they should consider, because what are their children coming into as well?
Yes, especially nowadays when the life is really very expensive, heating up the house is really very expensive, people can't afford to have food, and even just the pollution.
Contrary to what an optimistic mindset teaches us, everything in fact will turn out for the worst. We will die, our achievements will be forgotten. Everything we strived for will be ignored and perhaps mocked, and even our names will be stamped into the ground. There's no need to be upset about the fact that, at some point, one way or the other, us as human species will be extinct and disappear. Who cries about the disappearance of dinosaurs anyway? Everything has to start and end.